Working as an EMT is about as rough as you'd imagine. Long nights, endless shifts, constant stress. Yeah, all of it. I was a paramedic. Started interning at 17, and by 21, I was on the payroll. Now, if you're listening to this, you've probably heard a ton of paramedic stories before. But trust me, this one tops them all. It started like any other night. A call came in, my partner and I got dispatched, and we were flying down the road with sirens blaring. Usually, we don't get the full story before we show up. We're just told to move, then figure it out once we're there. So, at that point, we had no idea what we were about to walk into. The address pulled us out of the city and onto the outskirts. Eventually, we were crawling down a dirt road that ran for about a mile before ending at a narrow driveway. It was too tight for the rig, so we grabbed our bags and went on foot. Walking up, the place already felt wrong. Clothes and trash were scattered all over the yard and porch, and from inside came these blood-curdling screams. My partner and I exchanged a look, half nerves, half, here we go, before he knocked. The door practically flew open. A tall, pale man stood there, shirt hanging open, tank top stained, eyes red from crying. In one hand, he clutched a Bible so tight his knuckles had gone white. The screams from inside didn't let up. Without a word, he dragged us in. The first thing that hit us wasn't the smell. It was the blood. It streaked across the floor, leading straight down the hall to a locked bedroom door. From behind it came more screams, mixed with guttural growls that didn't sound human. And under it all, a horrible, wet, squelching rhythm. I knocked on the door. The screaming cut off instantly. Dead silence. My stomach dropped. While I tried to coax a response, my partner got the father talking. Turned out the girl in there was his daughter. He said she just snapped, trashed the place, thrown her clothes outside, then locked herself in with a knife. When he tried to stop her, she bashed her head into the walls until he backed off. And then, right as he's telling us this, the voice came. From behind the door, high-pitched, inhuman. Leave me alone. The father lost it. He started throwing himself against the door, kicking and slamming until it splintered open. We tried to hold him back, but it was too late, and what we saw inside still haunts me. She was lying on the bed, completely naked, eyes blank but locked straight into mine as she drove a kitchen knife into her torso, again and again. Blood soaked the sheets. Her body was covered in wounds, yet she kept thrashing, shrieking like some kind of animal. I didn't even think. I shoved past her father and grabbed her wrist, fighting to wrestle the knife free. She had strength I can't explain, way beyond what a teenage girl should have had. It took everything I had to peel her fingers off the handle and toss the blade away. She snarled, bit at us, clawed at the air as we forced her down. Her father was sobbing. My partner and I finally restrained her and hauled her out. She fought the whole way like her life depended on staying there. At the ambulance, we had to pry her fingers from the doorframe. She dug in so hard her fingernails snapped off and bled. The sound of it still makes me sick. We got her on the stretcher, strapped down and inside. Her father climbed in with me as we raced for the hospital. Looking her over, I couldn't believe she was alive. Her wounds were catastrophic. Her insides were shredded. Yet she was still breathing, still glaring at us with those bloodshot, wild eyes. Then, just as fast as it started, it all changed. Her body went limp. The screaming stopped. Her eyes fluttered shut. By the time we pulled into the ER, her vitals flatlined, dead on arrival. Her father was shattered, and I don't blame him, not after what we'd seen. But I'll never forget the last thing she said. Right before her eyes rolled back, she turned to him, locked on his face, and whispered, "How did we get here?"